Can you use your annuity to fund your long-term care needs? Do you have an annuity that pays you income and you need to cash out that annuity to potentially fund your long-term care needs? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, you might be able to take some of the cash value to fund your long-term care needs. However, there can be tax consequences, and there can be fees, and there can be penalties. And you have to pay that for the privilege of cashing in your annuity. So I want you to note that there are some annuities that will let you cash out some portion of the annuity if the sums are going to be used for things like long-term care needs. So you've got to look at the terms of your annuity contract. Now, there are also some other consequences that you need to think about if you're going to use your annuity to fund your long-term care needs that we haven't touched on. The first concern is obviously how much care do you think you need, how long are you going to need it, what's the nature of that care, and what's the anticipated cost of that care. Obviously, you've got to figure that out before you figure out how much of the annuity you can possibly take. And then, of course, whether or not you have enough left after taxes and fees and penalties to not only cover the costs of your long-term care needs or whatever monies you're using that's left over to pay your bills. So in other words, you've got math calculations about what your long-term care needs are going to be, how much they are going to be, and then how much do you have left after you either cash in part of that policy, that annuity rather, or you surrender the whole thing and then pay taxes, fees, and penalties. So you've got to really understand the math of that before you make a decision. Now, there's one other thing. If you were thinking of leaving that annuity to a beneficiary as part of your will, cashing in part or all of the annuity is obviously going to eliminate or reduce whatever you are going to bequest to the beneficiary. That means that they may get nothing or something less than what you thought you were going to be able to give them. And that's another consideration that you should be factoring in when you make the decision as to whether or not you should cash in your annuity to pay for your long-term care needs. If you have any questions about your rights to long-term care needs, if you have a long-term care policy and have questions about it, call me today at 727-894-3188 for a complimentary consultation. We can help you with your long-term policy needs. Call me today, 727-894-3188.